Hi everyone, good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to UN Digital Class. Today we are going to discuss a new part of our topic, financial market and institution, which is commercial bank. So here we are going to discuss some basic parts relating to commercial bank, that is introduction, origin and growth, meaning and definition, types of banks and role and functions of commercial banks. A financial system is an important tool for a country that wants to develop economically. The reason is that it helps in the creation of wealth by way of investment. That is why there are different types of financial services available to facilitate the requirement. One of the important ways for a country to control financial transactions and services is through banks. Banking in India has been a backbone to so many business in the past as well as in the present times. It started in the 18th century and is still going strong. Different types of banks are central banks, commercial banks, investment banks, cooperative banks, postal banks, etc. So generally a country's financial system is an important tool for economic development. If the financial system is properly maintained, that means that shows the indication of economic development of a particular country. That's why there are different types of financial services provided in our country, and that financial system helps for the creation of wealth by way of providing investment. So different types of financial services provided by different financial institutions, and basically out of that financial institutions, banks providing a tremendous importance, or in today's scenario banking system provides importance in country's economic development because it provides various types of services, deposit, withdrawals as well as other types of financial services which having a wide importance or that creates a tremendous growth for the country's economic development. Banking in India is the backbone in so many business parts as well in the past as well as in the present time, and this banking system has been developed from 18th century, and in present scenario there are different types of banks like central bank, commercial banks, investment banks, cooperative banks, postal banks, etc. They are providing their different types of financial services to the peoples in our country. Next we are going to discuss the origin and growth of banks. The first bank in India is started in the year 1770 as Bank of Hindustan. The first bank in the modern sense was established in the Bengal Presidency as Bank of Bengal in the year 1809. After that, the Bank of Bombay established in 1840 and Bank of Madras was established in 1843. In 1921, the three presidency banks were amalgamated to form the Imperial Bank of India, which took up the role of commercial bank, a banker's bank and banker to the government. The Imperial Bank was established with mainly European shareholders, and in 1955, Imperial Bank was constituted as State Bank of India, and in 1935, Reserve Bank of India (RBI) was established as central bank of the country. So generally if we will focus on the origin and growth of bank, then we take into consideration the first bank was established in the year 1770 as Bank of Hindustan. Then the first bank in the modern sense was established in Bengal as Bank of Bengal, and that was in the year 1809. Next, after that the Bank of Madras that was established in 1843, and in 1921 Presidency Bank were amalgamated to form Imperial Bank of India, which took the role of commercial banks. After that the Imperial Bank was established with mainly European shareholders, and in 1955 that was named as or constituted as State Bank of India, and in 1935 Reserve Bank was established, which was the banker's bank. Or what is the main meaning or definition of banks? Generally, a bank is a financial institution which deals with deposit and advances and other related services. It receives money from those who want to save in the form of deposits, and it lends money to those who need it. So bank is a financial institution which deals with generally all types of financial transaction and basically deposit and withdraw of money. So those are having surplus money, they want to deposit their money in the form of investment, and bank collect money from that deposit holders, and those wants to take money, bank provides money in the form of lending. So generally it lends money to those who need it. Next, the definition of bank. As per section 5 subsection B of Banking Regulation Act 1949, the term banking is defined as accepting for the purpose of lending or investment of deposit of money from the public, repayable on demand, otherwise, and withdrawals by check, draft, order or otherwise. So that is one important definition which is given as per the Banking Regulation Act 1949. So this definition implies that bank is one type of a financial institution or providing financial service. That service is accepting the purpose of lending or investment. That means those having surplus money, bank collects money from them, or they are called as the saver. They wants to deposit money in the form of investment, and bank collects money from them in the form of deposits, and a deposit of money from the public and repayable on demand and otherwise, or withdrawals that may be made by check, draft or order or any other mode of payment. Next, we are going to discuss different types of banks or different types of commercial banks. Generally, there are three different types of commercial banks. One is your private bank, second one is public bank, third one is foreign bank. So private bank, it is one type of commercial banks where private individuals and business own a majority of the shareholder. So as the name signifies, private bank means generally the private individuals or businessmen, they owns majority of the share capital. All private banks are recorded as companies with limited liability. So generally the private banks, they are named or they are recorded as company with limited liability, or their liability is limited to a particular extent. For example, Housing Development Finance Corporation Bank, that is HDFC Bank, Industrial Credit and Investment Corporation of India Bank, that is ICICI Bank, etc. These are called as the private banks. Next, we are going to discuss what is public bank. It is those type of a bank that is nationalized and the government holds a significant stake. So public bank generally that is purely nationalized and that are held by the government, such as Vaishya Bank, Bank of Baroda, State Bank of India, Dena Bank, Corporation Bank, Punjab National Bank, etc. These are called as the public banks because majority of these shares are contributed by the government, or generally government holds a significant stakes and they are purely nationalized banks. And the last one is foreign bank. These banks are established in foreign countries and have branches in other countries. So foreign bank generally they are established in foreign countries out of India, and their services is also provided in our countries, or they are having different branches in different countries. For instance, American Express Bank, Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation HSBC, Standard and Chartered Bank and Citibank, which are known as foreign banks. The next part is the most important part, that is the role and functions of commercial bank. Generally, what the commercial banks provide service, that we will discuss. Commercial banks have to perform a variety of functions which are common to both developed and developing countries. These are known as general banking functions of commercial banks. The modern banks performs a variety of functions, and these can be broadly divided into two categories. So basically, commercial banks perform a variety of functions which are common to both developed countries as well as developing countries. If we will take into consideration the functions or the services provided by commercial bank, basically the commercial banks provides two important services, and that services divided is primary function and second one is secondary function. So the primary functions that are divided into four parts. Basically, one is acceptance of deposits, second one is advancing loans, third one is creation of credit, and the fourth one is clearing of checks. One by one we will discuss everything. So the first one is, that is acceptance of deposits. It is the most important functions of commercial banks. They accept deposits in several forms according to the requirement of different sections of the society. So acceptance of a deposit, that signifies that bank collect money or accepts money in the form of a deposit from various publics from different parts of the society. There are different forms of deposits which is made by the commercial banks, and these deposits are saving deposits, time deposits, current deposits. So what is saving deposits? The commercial bank accept small deposits from household or persons in order to encourage savings in the economy. So generally in our society, some people are there, those are having surplus money, and they think that this money is not needed in near future. So rather to keep in their house, so they wants to save or they wants to deposit in bank, and a small saving account that is opened in the bank with necessary documents provided by the public, and that is known as saving deposit, and a very nominal rate of interest is provided on the amount deposited by the public, and that interest is provided by the different commercial banks. Then the next one is time deposit. The bank accepts deposits for a fixed time and carries a higher rate of interest as compared to saving deposits. So time deposit, it is otherwise known as term deposit or fixed deposit. That means deposit made for a fixed period, and generally the rate of interest is higher compared to savings account. So generally those are having money, they want to deposit for in the form of a certain period, 1 year, 2 year or like that, and within that period certain amount of rate of interest is provided, and which is higher than the normal rate of interest or compared to saving accounts. So it is called as a fixed deposit or term deposit, and the rate of interest is higher compared to normal saving deposits. The third one is current deposits. These accounts do not offer any interest. Further, most current accounts offer overdraft up to a pre-specified limit. The bank therefore undertakes the obligation of paying all checks against deposit subject to the availability of sufficient funds in the accounts. So this is another form of a deposit which is purely separate from saving or fixed deposit, and in current deposit there is no rate of interest is provided, and the customer, those are having the current accounts or current deposit accounts, they can deposit as many times and they can withdraw as many times depending upon their demand or wants, which is not maintained in saving accounts or in fixed deposit account. That is made for a specified time period, and within that period restriction is there. The investors, those are having saving accounts, or the public, those are having saving account or fixed deposit, they cannot deposit as many times. There is certain restriction. So in current deposits there are no restriction. The deposits and withdrawal can be made as many times, and in current accounts overdraft facility is also provided up to a pre-specified limit. Therefore bank takes an obligation of paying all checks against deposit subject to the availability of the funds in the current account. Next part is advancing of loan. The deposits received by banks are not allowed to remain idle. So after keeping certain cash reserve, the balance is given to needy borrowers and interest is charged from them, which is the main source of income for these banks. So advancing of a loan, that implies that loan provided to the people, those are having need of money or those are having deficit of funds. Generally bank collect money from the savers, and if that money is not needed by the bank, then bank, after keeping certain percentage in the form of a cash reserve, the balance amount is provided to the people, those are having need of money, and bank provide them that money with certain rate of interest charged on them, the amount which is provided in the form of a loan. And generally that is one source of income, or the interest which is charged on the loan amount is one of the source of income, or which is the main source of income for all types of banks. So there are different types of loans and advances made by the commercial banks. We will discuss that what are the different forms of loans or the advances that is provided by the commercial bank. The first one is cash credit. So what is that? Cash credit refers to a loan given to the borrower against his current assets like shares, stocks, bonds, etc. So cash credit means the loan is provided in the form of cash against the security, which is called as the shares, debentures, stocks, bonds, etc. That is kept as a security, and the customer, those are having need of money, by depositing that securities they can take the amount of loan, that is known as cash credit. A credit limit is sanctioned and the amount is credited in his account. So the all amount which is taken in the form of a deposit in the form of a stock, share or debenture, that is not provided in the form of a loan to the customer. A certain percentage or the specified limit which is decided by the bank, that limit is provided if the customer wants the loan, and that is provided out of their physical assets in the form of a asset, stock, securities or debenture and bonds. And that loan is provided to their account, or the amount of loan is credited to the customer account. The borrower may withdraw any amount within his credit limit, and interest is charged on the amount actually withdrawn. So the amount of loan that is directly credited to the customer's account, and interest is charged on the amount of loan which is provided by the bank, and the customer can withdraw based upon the needs from their account as and when required. Next form of loan is demand loan. Demand loan refers to those loans which can be recalled on demand by the bank at any time. So here loan is provided by the bank to the customer, those having need of money, and a bank can demand the loan at any time which that things fit. So that is known as demand loan. That means loan is recalled on demand made by the bank as and when needed. The entire sum of a demand loan is credited to the account, and interest is payable on the entire sum. So the amount which is provided in the form of loan by the commercial bank or in the form of a demand loan, entire amount of loan is provided and interest is charged on the entire amount of loan which is provided to the customer account. The third form of loan is called as short term loans. They are given as a personal loan against some collateral security. So here loan is provided to the customer against their collateral securities. The money is credited to the account of the borrower, and the borrower can withdraw money from his account, and interest is payable on the entire sum of loan granted. So here loan is provided on the collateral security. The money or the amount of loan is directly credited to the customer account. The customer can withdraw the amount of loan as per their need, and interest is charged on the total amount of loan provided by the commercial banks. The third form of role and function of commercial bank, that is creation of credit. Credit creation is most important and significant function of commercial banks. While sanctioning a loan to a customer, they do not provide cash to the borrower. Instead, they open a deposit account from which the borrower can withdraw. In other words, while sanctioning a loan, they automatically create deposits known as credit creation from commercial banks. So this is another type of a function or services provided by commercial banks. That means when the customer having need of money, the loan amount is not directly provided in the form of a cash to the customer, those having need. Instead of providing the total amount of loan in the form of a cash, generally the bank opens a saving account in the name of the borrower, and the money is directly credited to that account or the saving account, or the loan amount is directly credited to that saving account, and when the customer having need of money, they can withdraw that amount from that saving account. So generally a deposit account is opened from which the borrower can withdraw. So basically that automatically creates deposit which is known as credit creation, because a deposit or saving account is opened where the total amount is deposited. So that's why it is called as credit creation. The last function, that is known as clearing of checks. It is the process of moving a check from the bank in which it was deposited to the bank on which it was drawn, and the movement of money in the opposite direction. This process is called as clearing cycle and normally result in a credit to the account at the bank of deposit and an equivalent debit to the account at the bank on which it was drawn. So, clearing of checks, that is the most important function by the commercial bank. In present scenario, the deposit or withdraw or carrying of cash, hard cash is not safe. So, instead of avoiding that problem, generally banks provide another form of a deposit or withdraw, that is through check. So, generally when a customer having deposits, in that case in the form of a check is generally deposited in the account where the bank or the customer maintains it, and the customer deposit that check in that particular bank, and then the bank provides or forward that check to the bank where the particular name of the account is maintained, and after signifying that there is sufficient balance in that particular account, then the amount is debited and particularly the same amount is credited. So, this process is called as clearing, or that is called as a cycle, and normally that results credit to the account where the bank of deposits and a equivalent debit to the account at the bank on which it was drawn. So, that was discussed which was the primary function, and now we are going to discuss the secondary functions provided by the commercial banks. The secondary function is divided into two parts, one is agency services and the second one is general utility services. Agency services, bank generally act as agent to their customer in different ways. First one is collection and payment of various items. Bank collect check, rent, interest, etc. on behalf of their customer and also make payment of taxes, insurance premium on their behalf. So, here bank acts as an agent. As an agent, bank collect checks or bank collect the rent amount, bank also collect the interest amount of the customer on behalf of the customer. Similarly, bank also make payment on behalf of the customer relating to insurance premium, relating to payment of taxes or any other form of a payment that is also provided by the bank on behalf of the customer. Second one is purchase and sale of securities. Bank normally are more knowledgeable with regard to stock and share of business. As such, they buy, sell and keep in safe custody the securities on behalf of their customer. So, in present scenario, after deposit and withdrawal of money, bank also provide other types of financial services which is known as purchase and sale of shares, securities, debentures, bond. So, here bank also act as one type of agent, and as such they buy, sell and keep the safe custody of the securities on behalf of the customer. The third one is trustee and executor. Bank also act as a trustees and executors of the property of their customer on their advice. So, generally on the advice of the customer, bank also act as a trustee or also act as an executor. Then remitting of money, bank also remit money from one place to the other through bank draft. That is also another type of agency function provided by the bank, and here bank also transfer the money from one part to another, and that is made in the form of bank drafts. Next one is purchase and sale of foreign exchange. Bank buy and sell foreign exchange and thus promotes international trade. This function is mainly discharged by the foreign exchange bank. So, basically the foreign banks or all types of banks, they are providing the foreign exchange facility where the bank promotes in the form of international trade. That means when trade is made between two different countries, and in that case the transfer of funds or money is needed, in that case bank acts as one of the agent and provides money or transfer the money from one country to the another country, and that is called as a foreign exchange service facility. The next one is letter of references. Bank also gives information about economic position to the customer, to domestic and foreign traders, and likewise provide information about economic position of domestic and foreign traders to their customer. So letter of reference means bank provides all type of economic information to the customer relating to the domestic as well as foreign traders, and also bank provide all type of information about economic position of domestic and foreign traders to their customers. The secondary function provided by the commercial bank is general utility services. So commercial banks also provide certain services of a general utility to the society. One is locker facilities. Bank provide locker facility to their customer. People can keep their gold or silver, jewelry or other important documents in these locker. Their annual rent is very nominal. So in present scenario, that is one of the utility service function provided by the commercial bank, which is known as locker service facility. Generally those people having valuable ornaments like gold, silver or any other form of jewelry or any other important document. So in order to avoid the risks or the losing of that documents, they want to deposit the documents or they want to deposit that ornaments in the bank in the form of a locker, and a bank generally keep that documents from the customer and keep it with a locker facility, and a nominal or standard rate of interest is charged on the value of ornaments or the documents which is provided by the customer to the banks. The second one is travelers checks and a letter of credit. Bank issue travelers check and a letter of credit to their customer so that they may be spared from the risks of carrying cash during their journey. So letter of credit or travelers check, what is implies? Generally when customer wants to travel from one country to another or to different parts in one country, they need not want to carry the amount of cash because there is a chances of losing that by way of theft or any misappropriation chances is there. So instead of avoiding that risk, generally bank provides another facility which is known as a travelers check. The check is provided which is known as travelers check, and that customer take that check and travel from one country to another or within the country, and to avoid the risks and of carrying the cash during the time of a journey. The third one is business information and statistics. Being familiar with the economic situation of the country, the banks gives advice to their customer on financial matters on the basis of business information and statistical data collected by them. So bank being familiar with all type of economic situation, then generally bank provide all type of information to the customer, where to deposit the money and how to invest the money, in which way the money should be utilized properly, everything bank is familiar with that, and bank also provide all type of business information or bank advice to their customer relating to all financial information or financial matters on the basis of business information, and provides all type of statistical data, that is to the customer, so that the customer can take that information and utilize it and think in their mind properly and invest the money as per the advice or as per the information provided by the commercial banks. Thank you all.